911, what is your emergency?
Hurry up, please. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. Control your breathing.
Everybody down?
Yes, good.
When somebody calls for help, it's not a doctor, it's not a nurse who shows up, it's us. When those tones go up, you need to be ready for anything.
Stopping?
No pulse. No pulse. All right, yeah, go.
I'm gonna talk to a real doctor right now.
Your scalp is live.
Sir, can you hear me? Sir!
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and on this episode of Challenge Accepted, I am in Colorado with South Metro Fire Rescue to experience Paramedic Academy. I will be going on a 12-hour overnight paramedic shift. And at the end of this challenge, I'm going to experience not one, but 2 final challenges. My goal with this video was to highlight the amazing first responders and the work that they do, especially in the circumstances of a global pandemic. Challenge accepted.
My name's John Curtis. I'm the Division Chief of Emergency Medical Services here at South Metro Fire Rescue. Michelle seems like a smart gal, that's for sure, but I will just say, like, this is not something that people learn overnight. This is a career that takes years to really master that kind of craft, and be able to do that under stress, that's really hard to manage. So I think it'll be a little wake-up call to really understand all the pieces that go into taking care of sick patients.
My name is Garrett Stowell. I'm a paramedic firefighter here at South Metro Fire Rescue, and I've been a paramedic for 5 years. This is Station 21. We call ourselves the Animal House. We like to consider the experiences and the calls that we run up here to be a little bit more wild and unpredictable than the rest of our district.
First of all, I want to make sure that I'm as prepared as possible to assist you in any way on any of these emergencies.
I think the best way to do that is go inside and check out some of our stuff.
Come on in, hop in. I'll go around this side.
All right. Wow. Have a seat. We can show you just how to use like a 4-lead, which is how we check somebody's heart, so if they're complaining of chest pain. It's a quick, easy task, and it saves us time if like we have an extra set of hands that can do that for us.
And how quickly should I be doing this? As quickly as possible, pretty
That's
much?
helpful.
That's helpful. Show me what you got.
Okay, Garrett, it's gonna be just fine. We're taking you to the hospital.
Communication is very important.
One last sticker.
Perfect. Awesome. So what's about to pop up, you'll see, is what Garrett's heart is doing. You're a little dehydrated, aren't you?
Probably.
Too much coffee. So then we can print this stuff out so you can look at your own heart.
Oh! So you give this to the physician.
If we can go into a hospital and say, look, I have point of care ultrasound, I know this person has blood in their abdomen, that's gonna get the patient to the operating room so much faster.
What do you think? You think you could do that on a person?
Yeah,
Good.
I like that they're labeled.
That helps.
That does help.
Yep. Do you know how to take a pulse?
Without any tools?
Without any
Take
tools.
it right now.
No. My dad's gonna be embarrassed.
Why? What did your dad do?
My dad's a doctor.
Oh, yeah. Getting a pulse is simple as counting it. We look for beats per minute. Count how many beats you get in 15 seconds, times it by 4.
16, 17, 18 times 4. Okay, 20
That's
times
not
4 is
Yep.
80 minus 6, 74.
Looks like he was at 81, so you're
Okay.
about spot on.
Okay, yay!
That's pretty close, but it's the most basic skill we have, but one of the most important. So a typical shift here at South Metro is 48 hours long. That includes us sleeping here, eating all of our meals here, and constantly being available for calls. In between those times that we're responding to help, we're cleaning, cooking, working out.
Go, Michelle. You got it, girl.
Run, 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 run.
Get him, catch him.
Run! Perfect. Let's go.
Oh boy. Control your breathing.
Everybody down? Good?
Yes, good.
All right, we're going. Try to cool off. Get sweat in my eye. Michelle, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's holding. She sought help from her neighbor, who was the one who called 911 for her.
All right, we're here. Michelle, will you grab me that orange kit that's in there? Thank you.
When we first arrived on scene, the neighbor was very agitated, was upset that we used the wrong entrance.
Fire department! I'm sorry, nobody told us that.
When people call 911, they're at maximum stress. They can be aggressive, they can be rude. It's hard to go to somewhere you've never been before and be treated poorly.
It's just gonna be you and I back here. We'll take a nice, easy ride up to the hospital, okay?
One of the things that's unique about being a paramedic or working in the back of an ambulance is it's really the only time in a healthcare system where it's one-on-one. I only have one patient, and they only have one provider.
You're always gonna have some setbacks, so it's okay.
There you go.
There you go.
It was just really heartbreaking to see someone having their worst day. What was really beautiful to witness was Garrett responding so well in this situation, not being judgmental when she was being self-critical of her own life choices.
Okay, I wish you the best of luck, okay? She's in a situation where she's exhausted what she's capable of doing on her own, and she doesn't know where else to go for help. So she calls us, and it's not our job to judge or do anything. We just try and point her in the direction of resources that will actually help her.
Hi, my name's Brian McCoy. I'm an EMS district supervisor.
Hi, Paul Folk, also EMS training, EMS battalion supervisor.
What we're about to do is teach you how to manage a cardiac arrest as a paramedic.
This is our fairly realistic looking mannequin.
There's definitely some uncanny valley stuff happening. I feel like it's just gonna like wake up, like animate on at any moment.
We look at the patient's ability to maintain their own airway. Without oxygen, the brain dies and the body follows. This is called the I-gel, or a supraglottic airway. That means it sits above the epiglottis. When you take a drink and you start to choke, that's because the fluid went down your trachea. Your epiglottis is a little flap that protects that trachea from foreign objects going into it.
There you go.
All the way down to where this black line meets the teeth right there. And then we're basically gonna take this bag valve mask and we're gonna breathe for him that way.
This is the equivalent of putting somebody on a respirator at the hospital. And you're gonna squeeze slowly. Basically, you're his lungs now. Think about how you breathe. It's over a couple seconds and you let it out.
And how do you know when to escalate past this?
So if they're vomiting and they're unconscious, what we don't want is them to aspirate that fluid.
So you're gonna take a look and tell me what you see in there with the camera.
Okay,
Okay.
definitely see stuff.
All right, so we need suction
This is like going to the dentist.
in the worst possible way. So
Okay.
we're gonna start suctioning.
Oh, wait.
Use your camera to guide you where you need to clean. What's that?
That's the epiglottis. I believe?
Epiglottis, right?
This is like watching one of those ghost shows and they have one camera with a light going through the haunted house, except it's the back of someone's throat.
Then you're gonna use this to intubate. So if you go in with that tip, there you go. Now push that whole thing forward. Perfect. Attach your ambu bag next to you. There we go. And now we're breathing.
We can see how much went into the lungs.
Oh my gosh.
So we got way more out than went in, which is about the best we can do at that point.
So have you guys gone on calls COVID related and had to begin this process on the way to the hospital to ventilate? someone?
Definitely.
COVID has been a kick in the pants for sure. It's changed the entire ballgame as to how we run calls. Everything from personal protective equipment to having to adapt on the fly to medical protocols, and that created a lot of fatigue amongst the profession. Not only nurses, doctors, but paramedics are in that as well.
So this is a COVID positive call that they're handling inside, and it's just crazy how so much of the world is still dealing with the repercussions of this pandemic.
COVID brought a whole new challenge to us in a lot of different areas that we'd never really considered. First was the burden on the healthcare system and trying to prevent our hospitals from being overwhelmed. The butterfly ultrasound that we carry on our rigs has been incredibly helpful determining the severity of COVID symptoms. We're able to guide patients to appropriate treatments and even avoid some unnecessary hospital visits as well.
This is a mid-fidelity mannequin, so he'll breathe, he'll cough, he'll sometimes have pulses depending on the model.
So this is the closest thing to working on a real human.
Pretty much. You're gonna hit this yellow button
Charge?
and it's gonna charge the monitor. So now you're ready to deliver 300 joules of electricity. You gotta tell everybody on your crew to clear. Everybody sees that on TV. Clear, but it's a real thing. Nobody can be touching this person when we run this electricity through them.
Clear, I'm shocking.
And then you look for changes. Anything change?
So is it delivered through the patches?
Yes. So
So it's not like the...
it's not the paddles. We used to use paddles. What we have now are these pads. If we don't get oxygenated blood into your brain, we can fix everything down here, but if your brain doesn't work, your quality of life isn't there. So what we're shooting for is your quality of life to be the same as it was before your cardiac arrest. We are going to simulate a medical emergency, somebody walking into a firehouse, which happens quite frequently. They see a firehouse, they see a door open, they come in and they shout for help.
So I'll be responsible for directing the crew.
You're responsible for our patient's life.
Okay.
So it's up to you.
Station 41, we got a walk-in medical in the bay. Station 41.
Walk-in medical in the bay. Compressions there. Now you want to get started on
No pulse.
No pulse, all right, yeah, go and get started on the...
Okay, what's going on?
Male just walked in, said he was having chest pain, all of a sudden he just collapsed and fell on the ground. Just started compressions, that's all we've got for you so far.
Okay, great.
Oxygen's on, hooked up, got the monitor on there.
180.
Charging?
And what is that rhythm?
Very
is that
irregular.
Shockable?
Yes. Okay, everybody move.
Clear.
Shocking. Shock's been delivered.
Get on the chest.
Got chest there.
Michelle, I'm going to spike you an IV.
Good job.
175.
When you're ready,
Charging.
take your hand off. Shockable or not,
Not shockable.
tell him to resume compressions.
Resume compressions.
You have your IV established. We need our first medication, epinephrine. Push the air out, and then you're going to screw it into there. Push and turn. And now push that whole thing in there.
2 minutes of passive oxygenation are up. So now what do we need to address?
The breathing.
Bougie and a max.
200. So
look for
spin
your
it
rhythm.
until, Michelle.
Not shockable.
Not shockable, resume compressions.
So much is going on.
Take a breath. Take a breath. All right. Slides down then. Quick.
Michelle, I'm gonna push your next round of epinephrine.
Okay.
Like that. And now you're going to advance. You're good right there. Pull your bougie. Let's get an ambu bag.
He's gonna breathe now.
Okay.
180.
Charging.
Hand off.
200.
Not shockable.
No.
Our rhythm is asystole, so we're still flatlined.
So you are going to take this probe, stick it right here, and we're going to take an image to look to see if there's heart movement.
200.
Not shockable, but the heart is moving, so we do need to transport him.
1, 2, 3. Come up.
So we got you the phone number for the ER so you can talk to the doctor and tell him what we did.
I'm gonna talk to a real doctor right now?
Or a nurse.
Okay.
Garbage ER, this is Leah, go ahead.
Hi there, can you hear me okay?
Yes, this is Leah, go ahead.
So I have an unknown age male who collapsed at the station, cardiac arrest. We gave him 3 tubes of epinephrine. We're performing CPR and he is intubated and IV.
And you
We'll
shocked
be
him
there.
once.
We shocked him once and we will be there in 10 minutes.
All right, we'll see you in 10 minutes. We'll have a room on arrival.
Thank you.
Watch your step. Everybody good?
Good, good.
Hello. Room 1. Is everybody here? Yes. Michelle's going to give you a report. Loud, loud.
Okay, so we had an unknown male, unknown age, enter the station, cardiac arrest. We gave him 3 tubes of epinephrine, intubated, IV'd. That's all we know.
Shocked him once.
Shocked him once.
1, 2, 3.
Good.
When was the last time you had this epinephrine?
Michelle?
About 15 minutes ago. We ultrasounded the heart and there was movement.
You feel a pulse?
No pulse.
So what they've done so far is confirm that your tube is in the right place, your IV's in the right place, all their medications are on board. You've given that person every chance that they can have. Now we wait and see how we do.
So when was the last time we got a pulse guys?
At least 20 to 30.
20 to 30? Okay. So we have no cardiac activity on the ultrasound. We still have asystole on the monitor. It's been 30 minutes since we've had any signs of life. At this point, the chance of any meaningful recovery is very slim. Given we have asystole, I think we should call time of death 17:37.
That's it, we're done. So let's go clean up and get ready to do it again.
So that's it.
That's it. That's the toughest part of the job, is you do everything exactly the way you're supposed to do it, and it still doesn't work.
So you could watch someone die.
A couple times a day. Yeah, absolutely. First one's always the hardest thing.
I think it's really difficult to describe what it's like, just because, like I said, it's very different every single day. Times it can be very exciting, very thrilling. Other times it can be scary and frightening, and it can be sad or disappointing as well.
Says difficulty breathing, no longer conscious. Even before we arrived at the actual apartment where she was, we could hear the family screaming, crying. Initially, I saw the patient. She was unconscious, unresponsive, lying on the floor. My first impression was that she wasn't alive.
Daughter said she was in the other room, heard her go down while she was eating.
Okay.
Attempted CPR because she thought she wasn't breathing.
Got it.
I had my partners, they were starting the IV, checking vital signs, putting her on our heart monitor. I had other partners who were giving her medications. So teamwork is super important. We're able to accomplish a huge list of tasks that are vital to that patient in a really short amount of time.
Hey, this is Paramedic Stowell, South Metro Medic 21, coming to you non-emergent. Altered mental status. She's a GCS of 11. This is a possible narcotic overdose. Should be there in about 5 minutes.
It was just like watching the tentacles octopus like reach all around the ambulance. You guys were like pulling everything out, working together.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the best part, is all of us been working together for so long, and we've trained together and we practice this together, and when it comes down to the real event, it works seamlessly. So
Well, we should eat before
yeah,
we
let's
get
eat
another
dinner.
call.
I know, because we may not get another chance. Let's do it.
Oh my God, this looks so good.
It's awesome.
So it is true that firefighters can cook real good.
Some of them. Some of them are terrible.
You guys go to sleep tonight. Do you actually sleep? I don't know how I'm going. I don't think I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, you just kind of have to go about your day-to-day life, right? Because we're here for 48 hours, so if it means that we go to sleep for 20 minutes and get a call, that's great. But you also get to take the chance that you might not get a call all night and you get to sleep. So you just kind of have to deal with it.
You have to really learn how to handle that type of emotional atmosphere along with being ready to perform the next time. Along comes with that just a true camaraderie that is really bonded between those people.
A one.
Juan?
Oh, no.
No, you're triple dropping. No! So he's gonna run out of bones the fastest.
Yes.
Working with a crew 48 hours, if you go through an entire year, you spend a third of your life with these people, so they truly become your family. Things like playing dominoes or watching movies together, those are really important team building moments for us.
So HP thinks that the point of dominoes is to just screw everybody else over?
You're eating together, you're cleaning together, and sometimes you're performing on some of the most stressful events of your life together. So that closeness translates into how we perform on the job, just knowing that we can trust each other.
Year-old male, conscious and breathing. He has a pacemaker and feels like he's having a heart attack.
So Michelle, we've got a 54-year-old male. He's been drinking, in and out of consciousness. We got canceled. Ow. Oh, dang it. Definitely when you're in a dead sleep and you're trying to get some rest in between calls, it can be really challenging to wake up and get ready, get down to the rigs while you're still trying to figure out where you are.
So what happened exactly?
We were called into an area that's close by that's actually a different fire department's jurisdiction, and then it's just whoever gets there first.
Nothing like being woken up in the middle of the night and it's a false alarm.
So the next thing is gonna be a lot of trauma stuff. So when we can't intubate and we can't ventilate, we do what's called a surgical cricothyrotomy. We're gonna cut a hole in this person's neck, and we're gonna cut through this membrane, and we're gonna put a tube right into their neck, going straight into their trachea. It's a pretty invasive maneuver. And this is our plan C. This is the end of the line for us. There's no plan D.
So we had some kids at a tech high school 3D print these tracheas for us, and they're hard plastic, anatomically correct.
Can we point yours out? Right there.
Oh my God. You're literally Sweeney Todding somebody.
Pretty much. So with your left hand, you're gonna take and feel for that landmark. Make sure you got a good target there. There you go. With your right hand, very carefully, you're gonna make an incision about that big. A little bit deeper and a little bit higher up. All right, without cutting yourself, you're just gonna kind of stab through that membrane. Other way, and that way we're creating a hole.
Okay.
Don't move your left hand.
Yep.
Well, I'm not moving.
Don't move.
You'll put that tube into the hole.
You may have to push pretty hard.
Is that okay? And then remove this.
Yep. Pull that out. And then your partner would come and start to ventilate. There you do.
Okay.
You just did surgery in the back of an ambulance. A collapsed lung can come from a penetrating injury where it could be a sharp object, sometimes a dull object, a bullet. That force causes the air to leak out of the lungs. And so as that space starts filling up with air, it starts closing off the lungs. So we use an anterior or the front of the body location to basically needle someone's chest and remove that air. So the front
putting
here.
a needle into the chest.
Correct.
Girl. That's pretty deep in there.
Yeah, it's a big needle. It's like a Capri Sun straw.
I don't like this.
Right here is our target. And as you enter, you're gonna watch for your green valve. It's gonna let up. That's how you know you went far enough. And that's good.
Oh, but it didn't.
It happened real fast.
Oh, it did come back up.
Yep, happened really fast.
Oh my gosh.
So that's how carefully you gotta watch it. There's a heart in here, there's large vessels in there. We don't wanna poke holes in those.
What you've done is just given a track for air to come out of that chest cavity. Those lungs can start to reinflate, and they're no longer putting pressure on the heart. Now that you ran a medical call, we're gonna move on to trauma. So our next scenario we have planned for you is a motor vehicle accident.
So today I'll be the victim in a car accident. It took about probably about an hour to get me fully dressed up here and all the face makeup and wounds on there.
Did you volunteer to do this, or were you told to do this?
Voluntold.
Medic 35, Medic 31.
That's us.
17835.
Her second scenario is going to be a trauma scenario. She'll be met with a significant auto extrication call. She'll be in a vehicle, making sure it's safe, making sure that she can access this patient and manage that entire scene from a medicine standpoint.
Oh my God. Car flipped over.
Get in the back, start patient care.
Okay.
I'll let you in on that right side.
Okay.
And get in. You're going to stabilize the patient. We're going to start our extrication, all right?
Okay.
All right. Is his chest moving a little bit?
He is breathing, yes.
Okay, breathing.
He has trauma all over his face. He's bleeding out. We need to plug it with gauze.
Okay. They're about to take the window out. Let's cover him with this blanket. Cover him all the way up. We don't want to get glass on him. All right, take the glass. You're gonna need to pack that wound. Pack, pack, pack. He's gonna bleed out if we don't stop that. Keep packing. Pack, pack, pack. Fast, fast. Sir, can you hear me? Sir. So he's not alert to any of this. What do you think about that airway?
I think we're gonna have to go in through his throat.
Definitely, it doesn't look like we're gonna get very far with the mouth.
No.
I'll set you guys up for a crack.
All right. Your scalp is live. Same thing, find that landmark. Can you feel the membrane?
Yeah.
All right, you got your target? All right. Make your cross cut.
Good. That's enough
Watch
right there.
this finger, that's enough. Put that finger in there, don't lose it. And it's gonna go towards his toes. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, we're in. All right, stethoscope, let Brian squeeze the bag. We're gonna listen to his chest. Okay, that sounds good. Yep, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Let's get the left side.
This bag is getting hard to squeeze.
Okay, I can't hear anything.
Couldn't hear anything on this side, but can hear on this side.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
There must be
The
something.
bag's hard
It's
to
collapsing.
squeeze. The lung's collapsing.
One,
Start tracking downward. Count ribs. Second, third.
two, right here.
Needle's ready. Remember, hold the top. Watch your valve. Watch the green. Go. Hold the top.
Make sure she doesn't bury that.
Go.
Already clicked.
And then pop back up. So that's right where we need to be. So you're gonna pull the needle out as I advance this. And we're in place. Is that bag getting easier to squeeze?
Yeah, it feels easier.
And we're transporting. We're on our way to Skyridge Hospital.
Skyridge ER, this is Jasmine. Hi there, can you hear me? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we have an unidentified male, looks to be 30s, involved in an NVA. Bleeding out, we performed a cricothyrotomy and
Needle
a
decompression.
needle decompression on his left side.
Okay, you're starting an IV, and we'll be to you in about 10 minutes.
15.
15 minutes.
All right, we will have a room ready for you on arrival.
Good. Now when we get there, you're gonna need to be loud. Big room people, they're all listening to you. They wanna hear what you have to say.
My hands are getting tired.
Do you want me to take over for a little bit?
No. I'm just like saying these are things I don't think people think about.
Yeah, ambulances drive by you all the time in your hometown probably, and you have no idea what's going on in the back of it. This could be going on in the back. The next one you see.
You're gonna go out on this left side, and I'm gonna transition the bag to you. So go ahead and step down.
Watch
as he
your
lowers.
steps.
You guys are going into room one.
Room one. So we're gonna make a turn and go head first.
Unknown aged male involved.
Louder, much louder.
Unknown aged male involved in an NVA. Arterial bleeding on the right shoulder. We packed it with quick clot. 2 IVs. We did a cric on his throat and a needle decompression on the left side.
Vitals.
Vitals are blood pressure 90/60, heart rate 120.
Let's get the floor back up. Where's OR? All right, we're coming, room one.
All right, we'll get it ready.
Get that going.
We're good, guys.
That
was amazing. Holy cow.
Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for letting us experience a small piece of what you do every single day.
Our pleasure.
Oh yeah,
All right,
great.
start peeling your face off.
That final scenario was crazy.
A lot going on, right?
This week, I have learned so much about what it takes to be a paramedic, even though I just scratched the surface of Mount Everest of what it truly takes. So thank you guys so much for taking the time.
It was our pleasure. You paid attention, you learned a lot, you really took our lessons to heart, and I think you did a great job with our trauma scenario, so happy to have you.